Adam here from the Walser Automotive Group. What I want to do today is take you on a test drive. So next to me here is the 2024 Nissan Armada, and this is the SL trim. So we'll look at the interior, some of the stuff on the outside, and then go for a spin around and see what it's like out on the road. Okay, so now we're behind the wheel of the SL, and before we even take off, let's talk a little bit about the technology in here. So with this huge infotainment display, I've already paired my phone. I've got wireless Apple CarPlay. You can have Android Auto in here. So that's gonna give me my text messaging, Spotify, Google Maps, all that good stuff built in right here. Now, what else is cool about that, there's a little hidden storage compartment down here, and it's also got wireless charging. So I don't have to be messing with my phone when I'm on the go. I simply just leave that in there. Everything's on here. I've got voice control on the steering wheel. Makes it super easy and straightforward once you hop in the car, and it will just auto connect. So now that we got that out of the way, let's go for a little spin around. Now, the 24 Armada that we have here, like I said, is the SL trim, so there's a few different models you can look at, but I think this is one of the best trims. It gives you a ton of equipment and features, and it kind of only gets better from here. This one does have the captain's chairs, so in the second row, you can either do an 8-passenger, which would give you the bench, or like we have here today, the 7-passenger, which is the captain's chairs, and this one also has that large center console in there. So obviously the Armada is going to be a third row SUV, and it is the largest SUV in Nissan's lineup. So there is a ton of room in that third row. Now, if you're looking at the Pathfinder and you feel like you need a little bit more space, this is certainly going to give you more room in the back. I found that when you fold that third row down, there's a huge amount of storage space back there. And then when you need to haul people, you simply just fold them up. Or if you go up a trim level, that's actually going to be a power third row. So there's a lot of pretty cool features in here. But like I said, on the SL, it's kind of a good mix of both. Now let's talk about the exterior. So styling wise, this one has the Midnight Edition package. So that's gonna add things like the different 20-inch wheels, the blacked out grille, or the emblems on the back. There's a lot of really cool stuff that come with that Midnight Edition package, which just adds a little bit more style and flair. Now inside, it's also going to be all blacked out. You're going to have the black headliner in here and the black leather pointed seats, which are going to be heated for the driver and the passenger. And there's also a heated steering wheel. While it looks nice today, it is freezing here. So that heated steering wheel is definitely one of my favorite features. Plus on the remote, we have a remote start. So you can fire the vehicle up, be nice and toasty when you hop in. So the Armada falls into a kind of strange class where maybe you're comparing it with the Suburban or maybe the Grand Wagoneer, the regular Wagoneer. So these huge SUVs, what's cool about this one is the towing capacity out of the 5.6 liter. So this is a 7-speed automatic, and it's going to tow 8,500 pounds. So that's going to be pretty good for its class. And when you consider that this one is going to give you that 400 horsepower V8, it's got a lot of get up and go. I mean, if I put my foot down, that 7-speed is instant to downshift, and it takes off. And I was very surprised just how quick it was. One of the other things that really surprised me is I'm going 35 miles an hour here, and it's really silent inside the truck. It's very quiet, and I think this thing is, I mean, very, very surprising when you look at the price, comparing it to some of the other models. And you can go up to about $100,000 when looking at the Grand Wagoneer. And this one I think we have here today is just about $67,000 for the MSRP. So there's a lot of equipment in here and a lot of technology that makes it a very strong suit for its class. So looking at the inside again, this one does have the dual climate control. There is the wireless charging like I mentioned, or there's USBs up front, and for the rear passengers there's also going to be USBs down there and a standard household plug-in. So a few other things this vehicle offers. Obviously, if it's going to be you and your family in the vehicle, you're going to want to make sure you're safe. So the Nissan Safety Suite is awesome. This one's got the adaptive cruise control where you can pick that 3-2-1 car length ahead of you, and it's going to keep that distance on the road, which is really great if you're doing cabin trips or eating up a lot of highway mileage. That is a cool feature to have. This also has blind spot monitoring. It's got some emergency braking features. There's a lane departure warning. There's all sorts of stuff in here. It's not overly intrusive, which is nice about the Nissan Safety Suite. It works when it's supposed to, and that's what's great about it. Some of the vehicles, it's really intrusive and it kind of gets in the way of stuff. This one, I barely noticed it except for the blind spot monitoring. I set my adaptive cruise, and it was very helpful and useful when I was driving around today. Now this model also comes with the sunroof up above, and it's going to add the Bose sound system. So like I said, I have my Spotify going. You can get your HD radio stations. It sounds awesome and is definitely a pretty good upgrade in here. But let's focus again about the second and third row. So if you've got a growing family, you've got the kids in here, the Armada is going to give you a lot of space. If you're looking at other third row SUVs, some of those third rows are a little small. This one, you simply just pull the handle or pull the back kind of right on your shoulder. There's a little knob you can pull. That kicks the seat, flips it down, and just does it all in one smooth motion. So it's very easy to access that third row, and you can just kind of grab the seats and flip them up or flip them back down if you're hauling stuff. So it does make it pretty simple to get cargo in and out or people in and out very simply. So back to the towing with the 8,500 pounds, this one does also come with the brake controller when you're looking at the SL trim. So that's a convenient feature. Like I said, you can tow a pretty big boat for 8,500 pounds. Maybe you've got that large camper or a couple side-by-sides. This can certainly tow that with ease, and it's already gonna have the built-in brake controller, which is really nice. This also will come with folding outside mirrors as well as memory seats. So if there's two drivers, you can set them on the side here, and it's as simple as that. So overall, after spending the day with the Armada, I think it's really great. I mean, the quiet inside the cabin has to be one of the things that blew me away the most. It's very silent in here. It's very comfortable when you're on the road. Nissan has some of the best seats out, I think, in the game right now. These are comfortable. Like I said, they're heated. If you go up to the next trim, you can even have these ventilated or the air conditioned seats, which is really great as well. So there's a lot of equipment that's offered. The V8, I mean, this 5.6 liter is a pretty tried and true engine for Nissan, so not a lot of worry there. There's a lot of good stuff. I know I kind of feel like there's so much equipment, it's hard to cover it all, but it really depends on what you're looking for. Do you need something to tow? Do you need something for the family? I think this can kind of provide a lot of that. And it does it with some great style on the exterior with the Midnight Edition and the white paint. Looks really good. LED daytime running lights look cool on here. One other thing that's pretty cool, now backing into the parking spot here, the 360 camera. So when you click it into reverse, you can hear I've got the parking sensors around. You can also change the view. I can see it in the side, behind me, in front of me. Then when I park, drop it back in park, you can still see the little sensors. And if you don't want to use reverse, there's actually a camera button down here. So you can hear when I click that, it's going to show me the 360 surround. It can show me the view out of the front, or you can click to change that on here and see the side so I can see where I parked. Maybe the kids left some toys in the driveway. That is a pretty cool feature and definitely helps you out in a pinch. There's a lot to like. I think if you're in the market, like I said, if you're cross shopping maybe a Suburban or a Grand Wagoneer, you gotta get out, take one of these Armadas for a spin and see what you think. So that was just a quick drive and look at the 24 Armada. Now, if you have any other questions or you'd like to take a test drive for yourself, you can visit us online at walser.com or stop by any one of our Nissan locations. We'd be happy to help you out. Thanks for watching.